and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Nights at the Round Table. My guest today is Ellen Butler. Ellen is an author, a Prince William County resident for a long time, and I'd like to welcome you.
Thank you for having me, Connie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about your books first.
Yes, we have a couple things to talk about, but we'll talk about my books first.
Okay.
I have two of them out. The first one came out in November, around Christmas time. It's called Second Chance Christmas. I have a right here. It's an ebook right now. So that means you can only get it for your Kindle or tablet or that type of thing. It takes place here in the Washington, D.C. area and has some lovely little romance. It's about a soldier who gets a second chance. He comes back from Afghanistan and
that's nice.
Hooks up with an ex-fiancé. And things are a little rocky to begin with, but read and...
Are you military? Are you...
No, well, I have military family, yes, and I've been living in the Washington, D.C. area for about 30 years, so I know a lot of military. I have a lot of military wife friends. As a matter of fact, that book is dedicated to military wives,
that's nice.
The backbone of our soldiers, I feel. They work very hard, especially when their husbands are away in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, so I think they're great support. And I try and support them as much as I can when they're here. I'm always sorry to see when they go away.
Sure.
You know.
And your other book?
Is called Poplar Place, right here. This is actually the first book I wrote, the second book out, but the first book I wrote. It actually takes place in a made-up town in South Carolina called Denton. It was kind of fun to make up a little town. It's about a woman who is kind of running away from some of her problems. She was a Pittsburgh district attorney and kind of worked herself into exhaustion and took a vacation that she never came back from and moved down to Denton, and she becomes the children's librarian down there. And she buys a house, actually similar to what they put on the cover.
House.
Isn't that a fabulous house?
Yeah, I love it.
Lovely old Victorian house. And there's actually a tenant who lives on the top floor that she doesn't get to meet before she purchases the house. And there's kind of some mystery about the tenant. So,
what was the inspiration for that book?
For Poplar Place? Mm-hmm. Actually, a couple of different things. I had a dream. I used to watch this show called what was the name of the show? X-Files. We used to watch the X-Files. And also The Dead Zone. There was this show on FX, I think it's called The Dead Zone. And it was about a guy who had psychic abilities and stuff like that. And I had this really strange, interesting dream. And that's actually where the inspiration for this book came. And I started pounding it out. And what I did was I wrote an outline and the first chapter and the characters and that type of thing, and then kind of stuffed it in a drawer because I got pregnant and my oldest was in preschool and there was a lot going on. And finally, when my youngest went into preschool for a couple hours a week, I had some time to myself, and I pulled that out of the drawer and I said, well, I think I'm going to write this. So I started typing it up, and that's kind of how it came to fruition.
Did you always want to be an author, or?
It's funny. Everybody asks me that, and no. If I had been asked back when I was in college, "Oh, you're gonna be an author? You're gonna write things?" I would have said, "I don't think so."
What was your chosen field?
Well, I was a political science and public administration, a policy master's, and so I came back here to DC to work in that field. I used to work for a medical association and international affairs and all sorts of fun things like that. And so no, writing was not on my realm of possibility at that time. I did take courses in college and I did really enjoy my creative writing, but I didn't think that I was going to ever do anything with it. And then when I quit my job to stay at home with the kids, in a way it was kind of an outlet for me to do something and also use my creativity. And the reality is, I probably should have realized I was destined to be a writer because I used to write articles, dry articles and newspapers and policy, newsletter articles and policy papers and that type of thing. And I was always getting dinged by the company's editor too flowery, calm down, that's too, it's like, and so she was always drawing it down, making it a little more boring, because I was always getting dinged for being too fun and too flowery, and,
Well, you have a natural gift for conversation. Really, you're very easy to talk to. And did you ever consider politics?
Of course I did. I was a political science major. And I did some time on the Hill. But I didn't, no, I just decided that was not the direction I was going to go. Sadly, I feel as though there was a lot of waste.
Yeah.
And I'm not real big on the politics that you need to do in order to get into those positions. So, as much as I fully respect all of the staffers working on the Hill, I really feel, and I would say a majority of the politicians do have their heart in the right places initially. I don't know, sometimes I feel as though they get off.
Yeah.
I
politics
always say
is
a fudgy situation. There's always scratching your back to get what you want, and so I sometimes feel that there's morals are bendable.
It's very hard once once they get in office. It's like their whole career centers around staying in office. And I agree. I think you have to compromise your personal values, and if you're too honest, you don't really make a good politician, because it's hard to work with people if you're always telling the truth.
Well, and I also feel I was never interested in the media, the way they dig into your life if you're running for office. And I'm never very happy when the media does it. I don't really feel that I need to know the politician's personal attributes. I'm more interested in finding out where they stand on, issues, and I hate when it gets dirty.
Yeah,
I hate when political runs get dirty.
Totally.
I'd rather stick with the issues and see cleaner campaigns.
Well, I think it's because we're philanthropists at heart.
Perhaps.
Really, we want the best for people, not the worst. Yeah. So that's going to bring me around to Chico's. I want to talk about I know that you're going to be there soon.
I am, on April 30th.
And that's something Chico's does on a regular basis?
Yeah, they have a wonderful program. It's called Wednesdays for Women. I actually had a little bit of information about it. It's supporting women of small businesses, and they come together with our customers and share their talents. And they say every Wednesday our business owners will be sharing their talents to support local charities and give it back to our community. And we at Chico's support our local Children's National Medical Center. So they're supporting women with small businesses in the Prince William County area. And every Wednesday you can go to Chico's and see who's on the docket, basically, and find out what these women are doing and selling and promoting here in Prince William County. And also, when you go, if you speak to these women sitting there at the desk, you get a 10% off coupon for whatever purchase you purchase at Chico's.
Oh, that's really nice. Now that's
nice.
Potomac Mills store,
This is the Potomac Mills Chico's, yes. And they're a wonderful group of women. I've spoken to a couple of folks who have already done the Wednesday for Women, and they've just have nothing but good things to say about not only the folks working there, but the women coming in, are interested. And so it's kind of a women empowerment type of thing. And I think it's great to see women working with women to help each other, give a leg up and everything in their business and help them succeed.
Well, I'm all for that, because that's one of the ways we know each other is through the Business Women of Prince William County. And that group is that's all we do is promote each other. There's no dues, no fees, no officers, no politics. No, it's just you and me and a whole bunch more.
It's wonderful. It is. Actually, I've met some women through that networking group, as a matter of fact. Right now, since Poplar Place isn't even out a full month, I'm running a promotion on my website with the Leo Sophia rep. Her name is Ann Monsieur, and she is helping to support and sponsor my book by giving away $100 worth of Leo Sophia jewelry. So if anyone wants to find out about that, they can go to my website at www.ellenbutler.net.
Awesome.
And so that's very exciting. There are about 10 ways you can enter through. I'm running it through a raffle copter, and so it's all very exciting. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Sorry, you're running it through
a raffle copter is an online kind of entry form,
Uh-huh.
and you can set up contests and things like that. And then you set it up. They have like this format to set it up, and then people use it. They can embed it in their websites and their blog sites and things like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then at the end of it, it tells you, well, okay, your contest is over, and it says draw someone. So you click this number, and it just randomly draws someone. So you don't have to collect all that information. It collects it for you. It draws someone, and then you contact that person and say, you've won. But at the beginning, I gave a $25 gift certificate to Amazon away, and a lovely lady out in, I think she was in Tulsa or something like that, won the $25 gift card. So
you're very, you seem to have all of the angles, really. I mean, those things take a lot of time to accumulate. Did you learn some of these things from other Right by the Rails member, or?
To be honest, I learned a lot of it from, I have an agent, and I learned she is very wonderful at getting her authors to work together and speak with each other. So we're a huge support group there. I was so pleased to be able to get in with this agency, because not all of these agencies are like this, is my understanding, but my agent is wonderful at getting us all networking, and we help each other out, and we promote each other's books, and so we're on through Facebook and through Yahoo groups and stuff like that. So you just keep an eye on that, and people are like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So the Rafflecopter, I think, came from a woman from the agency. Yeah.
Wow.
And she's also on a blog. We have a joint blog called Tempting Romance that we've been running. We've been giving away books every month. We give away a book, and to help try and promote the blog and get people coming there to see. There's a dozen of us. To see what we're doing and hear what everybody else is doing. And
Do you get together physically, or is it all online?
it's all online, because we're all over the place. Yeah, one of my friends through the agency, she actually lives out in Iowa, and we talk daily pretty much. So yeah, it's really fantastic what the internet has done for us. Not so old fashioned anymore. Even the publishing industry is changing so much because of the internet. So
yeah, can you imagine being able to publish a book just?
No.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Because you talk about that, but I just literally last week got a contract for a trilogy that I'm putting together, and they have the first book, and they say they're going to get it out in July. So my next book, right now it's titled Heart of Design, and so Heart of Design will be coming out in July. And I emailed them and I said, I just had one come out a couple of weeks ago. They're like, yeah, we're fine with that. So
can you write faster?
Yeah, luckily the second book is almost finished, and I told them I could deliver that in June. So I have a June 1st deadline to finish the second one in the trilogy, and my next one will be on deadline for, and that's actually the very first book that I'll be on a tight deadline for.
Do you write well under that kind of a deadline, or?
We'll find out. It's going to be a new adventure.
Yeah, I find I write some of my best stuff when I'm late. That's typically my
The good thing is I have an outline for it. It's the third in the trilogy, so I know where I'm going with it. I know what's going to happen. So I do have a lot of that, and I already have established characters. So the wonderful thing is I don't have to make up a whole new world for that, since the characters are already established. And then there's another book that when that's finally finished, I was hoping to actually get this other book written in between, but it looks as though I need to get the trilogy done first. But I have it's a World War II novel, and it's going to be another women's fiction novel, and it's going to focus on a woman who goes overseas to Europe, and she as an OSS agent.
Oh, that should be
secret
interesting.
spy.
Yeah,
and that's going to be exciting.
Well, I don't want to keep you all day, but I did enjoy talking to you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to wrap up with, or?
No, just, let your audience know to check out my website and sign up quickly for that $100.
Okay.
It's going away soon. And, check out I have excerpts for both my books on the website, and people can read them if they're readers. That's wonderful. I also have a contact information in case they're interested in having their book group read it. I would love to come and visit.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks
you,
for
Connor.
joining me today.
Yeah, it's been great.
Appreciate it. And I thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll join me again next week for another edition of Knights of the Round Table.